Y'all's podcast backgrounds look so good.
They do. I'm over here like, I forgot we can't have like cool backgrounds, and I've got a chair that I need to get rid of. That.
Well, I see your presentation badges back there a little.
I know. Look. So
yeah, mine are all right there.
How many pieces of flair do you have?
At least 13, because that's the minimum. It's so that I can continue cosplaying as an extrovert. People are like, look at all those badges. Like, she's really people. No.
Well, good. Well, it's so good to have y'all here on the Boombox Boardroom, by the way. And I know, you've got your podcast started and you have a few episodes out there. We've been going maybe a little bit longer, but this is all still new territory for us. Yep. And I've had some mixed results in it. Either way, it's just good conversations, getting to know people.
Yeah.
So
it's
good.
Fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah,
and it's very conversational and so forth. And so maybe there's people out there in the inner sphere that, actually like what we say and may watch a couple episodes. So good. But I did just in prep for this, I did listen to your podcast that you had out there. So we're going to go into a few of those things that popped up.
Excellent.
Yes.
I'm so excited and so nervous. No.
Yeah.
That's okay. All right. Well, let's jump right in. Jared, you want to begin, or I've got a few things I'd like to bring up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess go ahead and introduce yourselves just so that everybody can kind of know who you are and a little bit of your background. And then we'll kind of roll from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Amy, you want me to start?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. So I'm Cat Frans, one of the co-founders of WOOF Social. WOOF Social is, a marketing anti-agency, we say. We hate the word agency, and we don't operate like any other agency that we've, run into. And so we're the anti-agency. We started this, little over 2 years ago. Just kind of, we were both doing marketing freelancing, and we've done it for years and years. And, we were friends, and we thought, why don't we just join forces together and do this together? And then WOOF started, and it's kind of popped off from there in a really excellent way. Yeah. Kind of one of those situations where you're like, hey, this is working. And then you're like, oh, this is really working. So now
what have we done? Like that.
So now we have employees, and, we've got clients across the nation. And we just really love it. But both of our backgrounds, really kind of started in agriculture marketing, which is, really different than a lot of other industries that we have experienced, because it's very seasonal. You've got all these different things, and ag itself is very specific. But we have been been exposed to a lot of other industries with WOOF. And it's really fun because we just get to learn about all these different things. And it's just amazing. And we love our clients. And it's like we have all these businesses, like they're our babies now. So we just have a herd of babies.
Yeah, because we're kind of control freaks. We're like, this is our business now too. We're a part of it. Congratulations. We own it too.
You partner up. That's good.
Yeah. And so it has been really cool though to just expand. And it's been lots of places that I would never expect that we would have clients, like automotive and construction and things. And you go, I don't feel like either one of us were like the poster child for here. Could you do our marketing for a major construction company? And you go, but it's been so fun. It's been fun.
So do you offer full agency services, or maybe it's full anti-agency services, the way you described it? So
full anti-agency services. So we kind of started off just playing around and, with WOOF specifically, just really kind of social media, but we have experience in everything else. So we kind of brought everything into it really organically. It wasn't like a conscious decision that we made. It was, we had a client who had these needs, and we were like, let's just do all of this, like
let's do it.
Yeah, let's just do it. So,
which is really like what makes us the anti-agency is the way we, even now we've never had like we've got these cookie cutter packages, A, B, or C. We want we've got 3 options. So you settle in the middle. things like that. We're just very much if this collection of things is what it's going to take to make your marketing better and help you reach the goals that you want, then we're going to do those things. We're not going to like itemize and be like, we could have made a Facebook post and a LinkedIn post, but you didn't pay for both. So
yeah, it's not a one size fits all. I mean, you guys are really kind of listening to the client, you know, where they want to go, what their goals really need to be, and you're kind of tailoring right around that.
Right. And our approach coming into it, I feel like is different. I mean, other agencies may do this too, and that's fine. But whenever we talk to a client and we figure out their pain points and what they kind of want, we're like, okay, well, we're going to do an audit. And they're like, well, let us tell you about our business. And we're like, no, we don't want to know anything about it. We want to be able to discover that as a totally like exterior person. So we can see, okay, you have gaps here, here, and here, because this is what we think that you do as a company. And sometimes they'll be like, that's absolutely not what we do. Yeah. And we're like, well, that's what we got from what you're putting out. So let's fix it. And so it's a really different approach. And so we really do tailor everything per client, which is nice because so far we've gotten really great results with it. And we kind of nerd out when we pull our analytics, you know, and it's like, you know, in the green 1,000,000%. And we're like, do you want to talk about this? And they're like, no, it's working. And we're like, no, can we talk about it though?
Please, I have a graph and a whole presentation to tell you about.
I've already sent it to Kat. I need someone else to look at it now. And like you said, you know, both of us having marketing backgrounds, I feel like we also have that unfortunate luxury of experience as one-person marketing teams, where we've been in the shoes of most of our clients, where they've either got a very small team or a very small budget, or it's just them, period. And so it's one of those where you go, you've done a really great job with all of these things, but you've also been so busy that you can't see what actually needs to happen to get you to this next level. And so we can do that. And so it's also one of those of like, we can take initiative without them having to ask us for it. Like, hey, you're kind of missing the mark on this. We're just, as long as you give us the green light, we're going to just do it type thing. Yeah. So being able to like be super strategic helps.
Yeah.
What I've kind of seen, you know, with those very limited resource situations where it's 1-2 people, and I've certainly been in charge of some marketing organizations where it was just that, right? What tends to happen, at least, and I'd love your perspective on this, is that you may have a group of resources in your company that are really good at the kind of the production aspect of marketing, but really fail on either the research or the analyzing of the analytics, and to kind of come back to see if that really worked or not. Yeah. I mean, they may be really good, you know, good at copy, good at graphic design, you know, good at kind of the channel management, but not so good on, hey, at the end of the day, what does all this mean? You know,
And
we call that the noodle at the wall approach. They just throw noodles at the wall and they're like, something will stick. And we're like, no, let's figure out what sticks and why.
Which causes panic for a lot. So like, we've been doing 72 actions a week for marketing and y'all want to do 4. And we're like, well, you don't know which 4 have worked. You don't know which out of the 72 have been effective. You're just doing a lot of work. What if only one of these is what you need to drive all of your traffic and you just don't know it? And so you're wasting a lot of effort on these other 72 things. So it's been super helpful in that. But also, you know, like you said, there are a lot where, and even like massive companies that we've worked with, where it's not even that they have a small budget, it's that they just it's like they don't balance things well. So like you've got this team over here, they're all brilliant. They're doing an amazing job. You've got this part of the marketing team. They're all brilliant. They're doing excellent things. And they're doing it for them. I know what I want to see. This is what I'm doing. I know what our team needs to see. This is what we're doing. And you go, no one's looking at it from a consumer point of view. So you're missing the mark across the board and there's no cohesion. So you're just confusing people, even though all of you are brilliant and the stuff you're doing is great. It's still not effective. So being able to come in and be like, okay, explain it to us like we're children.
Yeah.
Really helpful.
Well, and I believe you guys, maybe in one of the podcasts, you all called that concierge marketing, or is that how you described it?
Yeah, that is how we described it. Because, you know, we were at the brick house. We were having a happy hour.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we were at a bar.
That's where all the best ideas come from.
Yeah. And we were talking about this, and we were, you know, probably complaining about other agencies and how it's like they're just not doing justice to their clients, and how we were super like, how do we describe ourselves properly. And Amy was the genius who was like, it's kind of like concierge marketing, just like as she has her drink, it's concierge.
Oh.
We're like, yes.
Pinky
So you
out on
need to
that drink for sure.
Yeah.
You need to rename happy hour to woof hour, I think. So, because that's when it happens, right? It's like, I'm all out of it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were
Exactly.
stuck. It was like one of those where some people were going, you know, are you freelancers? Are you an agency? Because you don't really do agency things. And you go, what is the middleman term? Because we're neither. Like we're not rookies. We aren't just doing this as a side hustle. But we're never going to be like, here, you need to spend $2,000 in ads in order to see the needle move. Like we're not that kind of agency either.
Yeah.
So when you conduct your audits, as you call them, are you kind of taking on the role of their consumer to do that? Yeah. Okay, you are. Okay, talk a bit about that process. What do you do as the consumer? Are you buying product? Are you going through their support line? What happens?
We really will go through all the channels, and it depends on who it is that they're trying. Because a lot of times, you know, in talking to them, sometimes it's not that they're trying to sell a product. Sometimes it's here, our goal right now is to bring in more talent. Cool. Let's look at it as a job seeker. Let's go through these motions. Do you have, you know, people on your site? What does your social media look like? Are you engaging? If it is a product, you know, are you making sure you've got a multi-channel approach? Because a lot of people will go, here, we're doing all of these things that, you know, are the best practices. We're on social media. We're posting every day. And you go, when's the last time that you saw a piece of content and thought to yourself, I'm going to go to their website and buy something? Like, let's like really dig in and figure out what your, like the behavior pattern is for a lot of this. Because you go, you can do everything exactly the way it needs to be. And your content can be amazing. But if you don't fall in line with the right, like, behaviors, then it's not going to matter anyway. So go through the whole thing.
We scour their website, we scour their marketing.
Aren't you? I mean, I find myself surprised. I look at business websites all the time about how unclear what they do or what they're selling is. I mean, outside of maybe having a shop, but let's take the you know, retail, you know, business to consumer aspect out of it. Talk about B2B type of stuff. It's like, it is confusing.
Yeah.
Why can't you be more clear instead of having 20 pages that talk about nothing and lead no one down a path of actually being interested in what you do because they don't know what you do.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, that's definitely a miss that, gosh, we've identified more than I'd like to admit.
And there's lately, we've even had people that are like, we didn't know that was on our website. And you're going,
oh, I get that. Yeah.
I mean,
believe
we pulled some copy, you know, to put like part of like a idea for a caption in a social media plan. And they were like, we don't know if that's even true. Where'd you get that? We're like, your website? And they're like, what?
First page?
First page. And so I mean, I think it's very much an issue of, you know, I feel like for whatever reason, post-COVID, everybody's so busy, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone's just insanely busy. And so they're so in the weeds with their company that they're missing these outer portions that we're able to come in and kind of see a bird's eye view. And so I think that it's really good to be able to bring someone in when you are very much in the weeds, because you do miss things like that, which are big misses. I mean, just like you said, like if you're on a website and you have no idea what they do, I mean, that ends the process right there for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Funny story really quick. We rebranded a few years ago. We were Cloud Performer and then we changed to VectorX, and it's been great. And Jared's really embraced the brand. And so if you see anything on the website that needs to be changed, you can knock him.
Yeah.
But on our older website, you know, it was a fairly corporate, kind of the same thing in our industry, you know, the blue gold kind of colors and corporate language, and really wasn't a good fit for us. But in talking about things that you don't notice on your website, we were using, you know, your kind of standard kind of clip art kind of stuff, your you know, stock photography. Mm-hmm. All right. Had no idea. And we had this very attractive picture of people in a boardroom and sitting there. And obviously it's from Turkey. They had a Turkish flag right there in the picture and no one knew it. We don't have any association with Turkey. We are in the United States. And so we had a client point that out to us. It's like, we had no idea. And so just a weird thing. So we changed that.
I feel like now too, though, you know, there's so many people there's so many marketing like self-proclaimed gurus everywhere too, that it makes marketing, especially if you're like, I'm a one-man person in-house, it can get overwhelming and confusing because you're going, I'm getting all of these lessons on what I should be doing. And you're constantly told, like, make your product fun and sexy and all of this stuff. And you go, some of them just aren't. And we're able to kind of dial that back and be like, it's going to be kind of boring. Your business is kind of boring. And you just have to own that and be like, does everybody need new flooring? No. Is there anything like, is this one of those where they're like, you know what? I've got money in my pocket and desire in my heart. First thing I'm going after is flooring. No one does that. So like, quit trying to make your marketing feel that way. And so we had a person that was like, ugh, these pictures are just kind of bland. I'm like, it's images of your stuff though. So I mean, this is
you
just
walk on it. You
I mean, come on. There's not a way
people running out the door to buy Berber. Oh, I gotta have Berber. I can't live without it.
That campaign that Bic did with their pen, like their pen has been the same for however many years. Like, yeah, it's boring and it doesn't look fancy, but
Still
it works every time you pick it up.
Yeah.
And so being able to help clients find those sort of things about them, like, no, we're not going to be trendy. You're not going to go viral. We're not going to have some fun song or dance for you to do. But let's find what does make you memorable, because that's what's going to help you.
So speaking of that, bringing up social and viral and so forth, on one of your podcasts, I picked up on something that, again, I've been kind of managing marketing in a couple different ways, but I'm not the expert Jared is on any of these things. And you use the term vanity metrics, and you seem to relish in the evil of vanity metrics. And so if you would explain what that is and how organizations can sometimes be caught up in that, and I guess the fluff that some agencies do around vanity metrics.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the sigh.
Okay, here goes. So, vanity metrics. No, everything that's surface level. Like,
I would say our burning passion for this is like 1,000 suns, right? So,
because it goes so deep. Yeah. So your vanity metrics, your standards are, your impressions, your likes, engagement, things like that. While they're good, you should pay attention to them. It's also one of those that you go, if you still have to have your goal in mind. If your goal is, we want to hire 4 new people, then if your post about, here's the view from our desk did really well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it has 10 million impressions. You didn't hire anybody from it. So you have to stay focused on what you're trying to achieve. And a lot of companies will be like, oh my gosh, here's all of our highest performing things. It's amazing. And then you dig in, you go, all of your employees are the only ones that liked this. No one else in the audience. You go, well, we love it. We want to see engaged employees, and we want to see people that are close to you support you. If they're the only ones, then we still have missed the mark. And so I feel like a lot of other agencies hate saying that, because it sounds like you're saying, oh, we failed. And you go, it's not a fail. You just have to go, this is important, but this isn't a win.
Yeah.
Over here is. And so we try to go a little deeper and say, this did perform well, but it wasn't the people we needed, and it didn't get you the goal you want. And it drives us crazy whenever agencies that are, that don't want to have it, because for them, I guess it seems like it's an uncomfortable or difficult talk. They will go in, and we've seen it happen so many times. They'll like the comment, like the agency themselves will go in and like the content, and then everyone that works there will like it. You go, oh, you're ruining it for them, because
they even go
engagement. You're not their audience.
They even go so far as to get into their other clients that they're managing and go like, oh, this one specific client. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't stand that. We will tell our clients, Amy and Kat, we will not engage with your stuff. Unless we happen to be the target audience. You will never see WOOF Social like your stuff. You will never see me like it or share it, or Amy like it or share it, because we're not the goal.
Yeah. We're your weird situationship that's not going to make eye contact with you at a party.
Exactly.
Like, I know you on a different level. I don't want anybody here to know that. So we're not going to like your stuff.
Yeah.
You got your friends and family liking things. You're enlisting their help to go like things. I had a friend on Facebook said, hey, did you see my post? It's going viral. I said, hey, dude, 97 views is not viral. Okay, let's just make sure you understand that. I think some businesses get caught up in that. said, "Oh yeah, look at all these likes. It's great. Okay, well, what dollars did that give to you at the end of the day?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, your results is I'm driving revenue. I'm getting people, something like that. And so you have 30,000 likes. Is that delivering a cent to your door?
Well, and in the B2B space, it's so different as well. Because,
for sure.
it's like, okay, cool. Like everybody's like, every coworker and everybody, it's a 5,000 person company. Every coworker, like every employee of the company loves our post. Half their family members like our post, and that's really exciting. But at the end of the day, they're not buying our product. They're not interested. They're not seeing the content. Whereas if it's like a CPG brand, then it's like, oh, that's sure. Like somebody might see those chips 5 times from 5 different posts and go, I really want to try those chips. But it's just a different take.
Yeah. And that kind of bleeds into like the paid advertising and whatnot. I'll say thus far, we have not encouraged a client to do paid advertising because we believe that organic is always best, right? So it's stickier, it's better. So you get some agencies, which again, I feel like, Amy, for whatever reason, we're like the superheroes of marketing because we're like justice for all, And so like you get some agencies that instantly encourage like, hey, let's put $500 or $1,000 or, lots of thousands of dollars behind this certain
we're like
thing.
$25 and we can prove this wrong. Let's go.
And like, you get the metrics, right? So it looks nice and it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy, but it's, not doing what you need it to do. And so we very rarely will ever encourage for someone to do paid ads. Is there a time and place for it? Absolutely. Yeah. But we just think that, first of all, give us a go at it organically and let's see what we can do. And we can see the green numbers and we really hope you want to talk about it when that comes out. But if not, we're still going to continue to do what we do. So it just, the paid advertising, the vanity metrics, we're not into it.
Yeah.
Well, because big picture, like whenever, and especially now where like so many layoffs and things are happening, you go, having your friends and family and coworkers like something isn't going to help you whenever you're in that talk of, we have to let people go. Is it you or you? Well, I had 10 people go in and like and share our page. Like, save me. Like, that doesn't help you. Being able to actually convert and sell a product or make a difference is what will. So,
you
have to think about it like that.
Yeah, I kind of like what those likes is, hey, people like you. All right. You're popular. They're just not committed to you if they're not against spending money with you. Same thing in relationships, to be honest with you. If you go on this has been a long time for me, like 20 something years, but if you go on a dating website, right, you may get a lot of winks and likes and stuff like that. But are people really engaging with you? Are they? No. They're not swiping, right? Not at all. Passing you by.
We compare marketing to dating all the time too. And so I'm like, even if you had one that went viral, like, are you going to get a second date? People love this piece of content. Get the second date and then the third date and then get them to buy something from you before you count it as a win. Like, everyone's going to behave well on a first date. Don't get crazy.
Definitely a multi-touch process. You're not going to get proposed to over spinach artichoke appetizer. So
exactly,
you're going to make it through the whole meal, y'all.
It depends on how good that spinach artichoke dip is.
Oh yeah.
Have you been to Chili's, Cat?
That's great.
Yeah, that's our soapbox.
No, that's great. Listening to something else you had on one of your podcasts. It's just the two of you talking. I think it was the one where you were the one with puppies.
Oh, yeah.
And believe me, we'll get into that here in a second too. But we actually have an upcoming podcast that'll come out probably in the next few weeks or so. Somebody who specializes in the Enneagram, and you guys talked about that. So who's the one? Who's the Enneagram one?
I am the one. I'm a perfectionist.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 6. I'm just scared of everything.
Yeah.
So very interesting. I had to learn, and we're not going to go too deep into this. So Amy, I am also a 6.
Oh.
So y'all can just be scared together, and I'll make
We'll
sure.
be scared. It's like there's trust issues. There's all types of things going on, right? You've got to double check your sources. You're pretty data driven, but I know a lot. I know a lot of ones too.
Yeah.
Jared thinks he's a 1. He's not a 1.
I don't know what I am. I got the Enneagram in like 7th grade, so I couldn't tell you where
Jared's
I'm
gonna
at.
do it
on that podcast, like in real time.
Just a live Enneagram.
Yes.
Live reaction.
Yeah, Jared showed up to a podcast one time with like a handlebar mustache. He was so far away from a 1, not even close.
I feel like nowadays people can use Enneagrams to secretly judge people too. Like,
Oh yeah.
you walk
yeah.
in a room, Amy, and I'm like, she's totally a 6. Like,
Classic
Yeah,
6
like,
move.
wait, hang on.
Gosh.
People
I used to
watching this
love
are
it, so-
going over to checking out on Google. What Enneagram?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, back in college days, this has been forever ago, I lived with 3 girls that were in a different sorority. I won't name the one because they were pretty terrible people for the most part, but they were getting ready for bid day and they put all of their like prospects. They had their picture and then they had their like their sign, like, are you a Capricorn or whatever? They had
goodness.
that on there. Enneagram and then something else. And I was like, this is how you're rating these girls? Like, oh, you're a Capricorn. You'll never make it as one of us. Like,
gosh.
what have I walked into? What's happening in our living room?
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I feel the same way about that stuff sometimes.
Well, let's drift back to dogs for a second because
Yeah.
on your website, and I encourage everybody to go to this website. It's really well done, by the way. Very simple
that's
to
all Amy.
understand. Very simple to understand. But we meet the team, right?
Yeah.
Including you two. And then you scroll down and there's the board of directors.
Yes. We have
Yeah.
a very large board of directors. I have 6 board members in my house.
Wow.
Amy's got 2, and then Taylor, who's also on the website, they have 2 as well. So we have a
Wow.
very large board of directors.
Yeah. Well, I love the furry family members.
Oh.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they contribute mightily to, your company. But I have a recommendation, Jared, if you want to bring it up. This is a consultant that you could get right now. She's available. This is
Oh.
Beans.
Oh,
So Beans is 14 weeks.
so
And
cute.
in dog years, that's like at least a couple years at this point. But she's
Yeah.
willing to come work for free if you'd like to add her to the company. So
Okay, y'all don't know
Oh.
this, but Amy is the animal whisperer of all things, right? If she sees an animal in distress, whether it's in distress or not, honestly, she will take it home with her and keep it. So do not tempt her with a good time with another
I was
dog.
about to say.
But
what,
Or turtles or squirrels. I think I heard on
squirrels,
one of your podcasts.
possum, all kinds of stuff.
Yes, there was a squirrel living in this office for 3 or 4 months. Because I
Yeah.
found it in the yard and I was like, it was going to die. So I'm your mother now.
oh my gosh.
It was so cute though. It did so well. It was just like a dog. Like I would come out here in the mornings and he had like a little pouch he would sleep in. He would get out and stretch. And then it was like, okay, let's fight. And I was like, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. Like, rip this squirrel away from the tree. It was going to get back in.
But he was so destructive.
It did destroy everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
It was
gosh.
like, wait, playtime's done. I'm going to eat this whole office. But, so we had to have a very fox in the house moment where it was like, okay, you have to go. Back to
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah. So pretty much any random creature that comes across, you're
Yeah.
you're considering it at least, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Bring it home, take care of it,
My husband goes on a
raise
work
it as
trip.
your own.
Yeah, if my husband goes on a work trip for any period of time, he will leave notes of like, do not put any food on this back patio. Do not lure things. There are no boxes in this house where a creature could be contained. I've gotten rid of all of them. Like,
Oh gosh.
do not. So, yeah, it's a real problem.
Well, we're definitely animal lovers over here. Everybody around here does, and so we applaud that.
Yeah.
Love that you've incorporated it into your company. That's amazing.
Yes.
You actually have a WOOF University too, right? I saw
Yeah.
that. Yeah. What's that? What's WOOF University?
Okay, so in addition to like our soapbox about agencies, I've also had a soapbox about the influx of the coaches and gurus that like,
Yeah.
we support. I love
bad.
supporting other business. That's great. But you go, I'm a big advocate of say it louder and slower and see if it still sounds like a good idea the second time you hear yourself say it. And so a
Yeah.
lot of people have been like, there's been all these here, we've got a business model. We're going to give you 90 Canva templates so that your social media can take off. It's going to give you consistency. It's going to take time out of your day. Your marketing is going to go through the roof. And you go, okay, the idea of like, I'm going to give you Canva templates. You go, Canva it's just templates. That's all it is. It's a giant platform of templates. So if you couldn't figure it out on Canva for $12.99, you're not going to figure it out just sitting at your own email for $100. So you go, there's some disconnects there. They don't need the templates. They need to know how to fix the templates so that then they can do their stuff. And so we love the idea. Like, if you want to provide templates for people, that's great. WOOF University is to help people that have spent money on those go, now what? I don't know what to do. I still don't know how to use Canva. So you go, here, it's not that hard. Let's just show you. It's easy.
There's a lot of snake oil being sold out there nowadays. I mean, especially with the, the business networks that we have online, and, and we all know the big one, right? But, all the social media is like, it's amazing how all these experts popped up all of a sudden.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, no background. Just like, go ahead, Jared.
Well, AI was a perfect example of that. Like, as soon as ChatGPT came out and everybody started using that, everybody on LinkedIn went from, I'm a marketing guru, I'm a this guru, I'm a that guru, to I'm an AI guru. Let me show you all my cheat codes and all the different things.
Right.
And it's like, well, last week you were the LinkedIn expert, and the week before that you were the direct mail expert. And it's like, it's like, but you see it change. And it got to the point when AI happened, like, people were going, I have a screenshot of your profile. Last week you were a different person. Like, and now you're an expert in this. Like, and it's just gotten out of control. And even we had John Kraske, a guy on LinkedIn who's got a pretty big following, a few episodes ago. He had someone reach out to him they had done an hour consultation with someone who like swore that they were going to like get them to the next level with LinkedIn. $1,800 for 1 hour.
It's
1 hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, people are falling for it because the pitch is so good, because it is this huge promise of this future. But I mean, that's where you have to see receipts, you've got to talk to the people that have been there before, if that's what they're going to charge you and promise you.
Yeah. And that's the deal, is like, even whenever we're talking to people, I'm like, ask all the questions, like, stump us. That's what we want. We want to make sure that we're able to do exactly what you need us to do. We're not going to sugarcoat things for you because of stuff like that. Like, we hate seeing that happen to people. And there were so many, like, there was one, I was talking to somebody the other day, and this guy was like, he did the same thing. This influencer on LinkedIn pulled me in with the hype. I spent all of my money because it was I'm going to show you how to redo your proposal so that you're getting more leads. Well, the person that was doing it is somebody that they're not even in like a business setting. They've always worked from home. They're, and this is another thing, and I don't mean for it to sound bad at all, but I feel like there's a huge disconnect whenever, like, us having our own business, we do things differently than the people that are doing marketing but still have a safety net almost, because it's one of those I care about you, but I also have this, and I don't know, I don't mean it weird, but it's also the same as like people that are trying to teach you how to manage your time and manage your business time, but they don't have kids, they don't have other commitments,
aren't married, like nothing.
I think that's what, like, just being able to balance things, and you go, you're not really balancing anything but yourself. So I find it hard to believe that you can teach me how to manage a dozen things. And so I feel like marketing in that respect is a lot like parenting. Like, if
I think that's a really
kids, don't tell me what time I need to go to bed. Like,
that's a really good point you just made, though, because I think whether it's marketing or whatever it is, right, you need to, share a context. Okay.
Right.
Or those perspectives are completely different. How are you going to advise me when your context is way over here?
Right.
I mean, you may be empathetic, but you really don't know. And so I think that context is incredibly important.
Yeah. And I've even seen a few people on LinkedIn that are like, they're going above and beyond on their sales pitches right now, like really trying to pull people in. And I saw one the other day that, kind of followed this little group just because some of the things they say, I'm like, is that really how we should be saying that? And they did a thing where they were showcasing analytics. Look what we can do for you. We did it for this group.
Yeah.
And it was all of these huge numbers. And so I was like, I've seen some of this stuff you're doing for other people, because you make it like they're one of those groups that they go in and they like all the stuff. So it's easy to find who their clients are. Makes me a terrible person that I'm judging, but I see it. Everybody else does. So I was
You're
like,
6. It's okay.
So I was like, I've seen that there's no engagement happening on these. So these metrics, like, where are you pulling them from? So you can see like where they're scrolling, because of course it's some catchy little video. Well, it was for the owner's personal brand. And you go, if those are the metrics for your personal brand, that is completely different than managing a B2B situation. Completely different. You go, I could get on, Cat or I, either one. You go, as a girl, you can get on there and it's so much easier to get attention. If you're doing it the wrong way, you can get those numbers up pretty quickly. If we try to go in and go, here, we're going to, do this for your business, they'd be like, no, you're not going to do that for our business brand, because that's personal brand stuff. And so I think also asking questions like that of, you could be a marketing guru. Is it on personal branding, or is it on like actual brands, like businesses?
B2B or CPG or, D2C, like, I mean,
Yeah. And so it's sad to see people just get bamboozled almost, where you go, oh, don't do that.
Again, it's the whole justice for clients thing.
Yeah.
You just hate it.
Yeah, you hate to see people get ripped off. I mean, it's one of the hardest things. And that's one thing we see all the time on the Salesforce side of things. And it's kind of one of the things that we've taken on as an identity, is doing like what we call rescues and remodels for people, because they will have gone through 2 partners that promised them the world and delivered nothing. Like even some of them coming to us and saying, we went go live 3 times and it failed all 3 times.
Oh my
And then they've paid that person not only what they originally agreed to, but then additional money because, we had to use more hours, and then they have to come pay us to do it. It's just, it's crazy the stuff you see out there.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't understand how some people can stay in business and just do that kind of stuff. And like, there's like no repercussions from it. I'm like, somebody should expose you. Like,
right. And so that's kind of like our mission of like, no, these are not marketing norms, not offering up analytics or being willing to talk about. That's not the norm. The norm is, here's what your goal was. Did we reach it or not? And on sometimes Cat and I were like, we didn't, because, and here's the reasons why. Like, we can go back through and show you, but we're never going to sugarcoat it as a keep paying us so that we can keep cashing these checks and you're not getting anything out of it. I mean, like I said at the very beginning, we kind of take it on like this is ours too. So
yeah,
if you're not successful, then we aren't either. So
and I'm sure I'm sure there's things that work great and you're celebrating with the customer, but there's probably things that are like, boy, that didn't work. And you share in that disappointment, right?
Yeah.
And we've experimented a lot around here, a lot. So
yeah, we definitely take a super personal approach. I mean, gosh, was it Saturday, Amy? One of your posts that you put didn't go out, and she calls me or like videos me, whatever, and she's like, "It didn't go out. I'm a failure. I'm going to go lay in the road." And I'm like, "Please don't."
Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe that was a little dramatic. I'm not going to lay on the road, but
maybe the driveway, but not the road.
Maybe the driveway. But we do take it very personally. I mean, it's like part of our family now. So I don't know. We just got a big ass family, if I can say that. Sorry, guys, but
yeah.
Okay, cool.
This is a family show, Cat. Oh my god!
Gosh, dang it.
That's appropriate AF, huh? So where did that line come from?
Where did appropriate AF come from? Somebody sent me, I mean, it's been 4 or 5 years ago. Someone sent me a thing on LinkedIn. I'd shared, I don't remember what it was, a picture of my kids or something. And this person sends me a message of, this is LinkedIn. You shouldn't really share that on LinkedIn. I was like, okay, well, you just have to keep scrolling. And so a few days later, I did something else, and I don't know. Maybe I said damn in it. I don't remember. Same person sends me a thing of, it's just not really appropriate for LinkedIn. I was like, oh my God, you are the LinkedIn police. And so I decided, you know what, just to rattle this cage, we're just going to add the hashtag appropriate AF to literally everything I do, every move I make. So they're like, and so this person, I don't remember who it was now, but it was the same person that sent me. They're like, do you know what AF stands for? I was like, so many things. So many. I was like, today it stands for, always fun, American female.
Amy's friends.
Yeah. So many things. Get your head out of the gutter, you nasty rascal. It's not anything bad. Like,
well, I think it's fun. I'm surprised we didn't come up with that at some point, Jared, but I think it's great. Well, I mean, I like that, and I was so drawn to this when Jared raised y'all as potential guests here, and started doing some research. Like, wow, it's like really cool. Very, I like the anti-agency thing.
Thanks.
We're kind of the anti-services company over here. We
Yeah.
anti-consultants. I mean, we really are.
Yeah.
Are we the Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
Are we the Deadpool and Wolverine of like marketing and services?
Marketing and consulting, yeah.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah.
Very, very, very much. And so it's awesome. And again, I listened to a few of the podcasts, and you have a lot of fun. Obviously, you've known each other. You have a lot of fun together. Jared and I, not so much, but you guys do, and it sounds like it comes out in your business too, where you can sweat the details, but you're not get too caught up in, I guess, the corporatism of what every other agency does and so forth. And so that's fantastic. Yeah.
Except I got to keep Amy away from roads every once in a while.
Leap from this overpass, Cat.
Oh my God. Yeah, don't do that.
We do have a lot of fun, and it's one of those things where we can, we have to. I mean, not that we're laid back. I feel like we're super high strung probably most of the time. Of like, did everything go out the way it should? But
we give the persona that we're super laid back. So
this is another cosplay event. Like, we're totally chill and cool. We're not.
And thus the reason for the woof hours. So you're over there just like.
Exactly. But no, it's good because we have fun with it, and I feel like us being nerds about marketing and enjoying it the way we do helps our clients to be like, okay, we can do this and we can experiment. In the world, we're not going to destroy our business if we try something and it doesn't work. So
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I love the label of nerd, because it just means you have passion for something, right? That's it. And embrace it. You're talking about clients embracing how boring they can be. You have a boring product, boring service, whatever it is. Come on, embrace it, live it.
Yeah.
Okay, but be your nerd, be your marketing nerd, your anti-agency nerd. I think that's great.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, getting like 500,000 likes from India isn't probably going to further your like tractor business, or
exactly.
pipeline's not going to blow up over there,
But it would be cool, and it would be a great LinkedIn post.
Yeah,
always use it for content.
Exactly. Well, any upcoming events or anything that you all are doing? I know that you do speak engagements once in a while and so forth. Anything on radar for that?
We have the actually next Tuesday on the 27th. We are at the Marketing Without Walls, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And so, Amy here is the MC of the event. I know. Woot woot. And then, so we're bringing
woof.
woof woof.
Roadways everywhere.
Yes.
Watch out for Amy if it goes poorly.
And so we're going up to St. Louis, and we actually are having the Humane Society is bringing some dogs to the venue, and we're gonna have dog bowls that have like we have these little wolf stickers that we're gonna put on them, and whoever adopts a dog gets to take a dog bowl. So we're just kind of like gonna go hang out and fangirl over Amy being the MC and just carry dogs around everywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
it's gonna be like that Pitch Perfect movie where she gets up on stage and everything's going well, and then she just barfs. That's what we're hoping doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But that's when you just grab the chair and just drag it out slowly off the stage.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, considering I have multiple pets in this house, I will trade you any number of these really cool VectorX Boombox Boardroom tumblers that we will send you.
Oh yeah.
For a wolf bowl. I want a wolf bowl.
We can do that.
Deal. All right.
Because we love cups. Actually, my cup here is a wolf cup.
Oh yeah. Is that the Stanley? Is that the?
No, this is the Simple Modern, but we do have Wolf Stanleys. Mine is just on my nightstand.
Yeah, so this is our 80s one, and then this is our 70s one.
I like them all.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
We'll
totally trade you.
It's very much on brand for us. Yeah.
No, I love that though. That you get to have a fun brand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and I think all brands can be fun, even the boring ones. It just depends on how you position yourself. And if you take yourself too seriously, then people they're not going to enjoy you. Like it's just
Right.
so
Yeah.
hard to enjoy a brand that's taking themselves way too seriously.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we're all people. We're all in it for the same thing, and that's just to get through life and enjoy it. Like
Hey,
to
weird
get the
works.
most out of it.
Make it
does
weird if
work.
you have to. Like, I mean, I don't. If it's boring, make it weird. People will
Yeah.
love it.
Which is what
Yeah.
we do. We're like, you do have a boring brand. Let's find something about it.
Hey, let's
We
bring
can
back the Harlem
hyper-focus
Shake.
Yeah.
Let's bring back the Harlem Shake. Talk about getting weird.
I
Maybe
love.
the Harlem Shake with like some like 80-year-olds just like
Could you imagine?
full
That would be
commit.
the best.
That would be bad.
I was at a basketball game whenever all the Harlem Shake stuff was happening, and I was like, not that this is really like a real legitimate bucket list item, but the joy that would happen if I saw a Harlem Shake situation. So we're at this basketball game,
Yeah.
and I'm like, whatever, they're not doing well, and it starts happening, and I was like, oh my god, this is happening.
Losing it.
It was, obviously having my kids, getting married, that stuff is like the top things in my life, but Harlem Shake is definitely on that list of like, I got to see it. The only thing that gets better is like a flash mob. That's the next.
Oh, like one of the really talented ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a good
Like,
one.
your flooring is boring. You know what wouldn't be? A flash mob on top of it. So
Welcome to our brainstorms, guys.
There you go.
that's
love
going
it.
on a Monday, boys.
Well, and that's what I loved so much about the first conversation that I had with you guys before Bill got to meet y'all, was just that we jumped in, and I think we went over our expected time. We just started chatting about ideas. We started talking about QR codes and doing sprints and wearing cardboard boxes on our heads, like
Yes.
And that's the fun. That's the exciting part about marketing that people I think are afraid to delve into. Like, you don't have to go viral. You don't have to have these crazy online moments. You just have to have the right person react to the one thing. Like, and it can completely change your company overnight. But like, if you're doing what you saw in Ad Week, you're already like behind
Exactly.
schedule.
That's already
Like,
happened.
like, so it's breaking into that new space. It's getting weird. Getting weird is what changes the game. It just gives you an unbelievable advantage. And yeah, you're going to scare people off, but you probably don't want to work with them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And that type of advice doesn't cost you $1,800 an hour.
No.
Look at that.
Awesome.
Imagine what you get for $1,800 though from this group.
Yeah.
Come on, watch out!
Oh,
Watch out!
Exactly.
We've got templates full of ideas.
Exactly. And if they don't work, Amy's laying in the road.
Exactly. And this is a serious situation, everybody.
Well, Cat and Amy, it's so good to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us here. It was really, really awesome. And just let everybody know, where can they go? What's the website and so forth?
Go for it, Amy.
Marketing.com is our website.
Okay.
And then we're on LinkedIn, Instagram, and it's just WOOF Social.
And then our podcast is Woof Unleashed on Apple and Spotify.
Yes.
Which is a perfectly fitting name.
Yeah.
Totally. Love it. Unleashed. Great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody. And thanks everybody for joining the Boombox Boardroom. I'm Bill Harris.
And I'm Jared Anders.
See ya.
Later.